These are important races. I'd love to see Patty Murray lose tonight. That would be great in the state of Washington. Can't guarantee it, but boy, what a race Tiffany Smiley has run. Lee Zeldin apparently has massive turnout in Long Island today. Massive turnout in upstate New York today. Very low turnout, I'm told, in the Bronx today, which is interesting. Manhattan might be a little bit outperforming woke Democrats are out there to protect Hochul, but that could be made up with the rest of the state. We'll see. At the end of the night, it's absolutely a long shot. But if you look at these Senate races, Georgia, North Carolina, New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Nevada, and Washington State combined, less than 100,000 votes will determine the balance of power in the United States Senate. That's why your vote matters. Anyway, joining us now, we have John McLaughlin is with us, as well as Matt Towery, our pollsters. Guys, what are you seeing? What are you hearing? Matt, what are you hearing? I know you're cued into Georgia. I hear some good things going on down there.
Well, hi, John. The turnout in Atlanta is very interesting because it looks like in the traditional Democratic precincts, there's been very little activity. The turnout has been very light through the morning to midday. Now, it's possible that it could tick up in the late afternoon. But early voting, as I've said before on the show, is not at the level that normally Democrats need to get in order to have a resounding winner, even to get something into a runoff. So right now, with the turnout we have right now, I'm thinking Herschel Walker may well be at the edge of being able to pull this off without a runoff.
That's pretty fascinating. How do you see from your vantage point, John McLaughlin, anecdotally, what are you hearing?
I'm hearing the same thing from the Republican Senate Committee sources in Georgia, that it's possible that they think Herschel could win without a runoff if the vote keeps coming. Republicans are coming out, Democrats are staying home, and I think Governor Kemp's people have gotten secondhand that Governor Kemp's people think the same thing. So that's very good. But we're also seeing around the country where Democrats are certainly not hitting the marks that they had in terms of early voting and absentees in many states around the country, whether it's contested races. Florida, they're big trouble in Florida. But there's the same thing it appears that the Democrat turnout is down around the country and the Republicans are coming out. So, and independents who will vote Republican are coming out. So I'm seeing, by the way, very good turnouts in Long Island for Lee Zeldin today. It also bodes well for the congressional races upstate for the Republicans, because we have probably the most contested races of any state since we won that redistricting case in New York. So the vote's really, your vote really matters. If you're in New York and you want to vote for Lee Zeldin for governor, if you want to vote for Republicans for Congress, your vote really matters, and it's going to make a difference today.
What's the result going to be? I'll ask you both. Run through these races: Georgia, North Carolina, New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, Nevada, and Arizona, and Washington State. Matt, you go first. Go quick.
Georgia, Walker wins without a runoff in all probability. North Carolina goes Republican. Arizona is going to be iffy. Pennsylvania, I think Oz wins. Nevada's going to go Republican. Washington State likely stays Democrat. New Hampshire could be the upset of the day with the turnout that I'm hearing about. And if I miss anything, Sean, you can throw it back at me.
No, that's good. John McLaughlin.
By the way, I'm seeing the same things. I would be I agree with most of what Matt just said here, but at the same time, you might get an outlier like Leora Levy winning in Connecticut. Bob Stefanowski waiting for governor in Connecticut today. They're running strong, good turnout. And at the same thing, the vote by mail in Oregon and Washington for the Republicans, and Washington is important for the Senate race, seems to be that it's good for the Republican, the actual makeup of the numbers that are coming in. Those are vote by mail states. That it's important if they're going to be able to win that, same maybe in Colorado. So we're cautiously optimistic that if these trends hold, we'll have a good night tonight.
Well, and to John's point, our last poll, Washington State had the race virtually even. So if he's correct about that, then we could have some real upsets tonight.
That would be the best case scenario ever. Anecdotally, I've checked in with a lot of people in New Hampshire. Turnout is very, very high. And most people believe that Bolduc is going to cross the finish line that I have spoken to, but that's anecdotally. Now, to everybody, what matters...
They had the heating oil delivered this week.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. And it's only going to get higher. And their natural gas prices, a minimum of a 30% increase and a chance that the entire grid goes down in all of New England, meaning nobody will be able to heat their homes this winter. This is insanity. I got to roll. We'll have you guys back on later in the program. When we come back, Carrie Lake's going to tell us what the hell's going on in Maricopa County. We'll get to that. Our friends at the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, they're delivering on their promise to do good, never forget the sacrifices that America's greatest heroes have made for all of us. Heroes like Mario Nelson. Now, after 9/11, Mario Nelson helped with the recovery efforts at Ground Zero. That experience motivated him to enlist in the U.S. Army. He deployed to Iraq, was 2 months away from coming home when he was killed in action. He was only 26 years old, leaving behind his wife and his young daughter. And thanks to the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, his wife and daughter received a mortgage-free home. It only happened because of your kindness, your generosity, and it brought them the financial stability and peace of mind when they needed it the most. Now, for some families, the foundation brings the comfort of knowing they can stay in the home where they made memories with their fallen loved ones. For other families, the foundation enables new memories to be cherished forever. It only happens, we're all committed here on the Hannity program, to $11 a month. You can donate by going to their website and making that commitment to the Tunnel to Towers website at the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org. The letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org, Tunnel to Towers Foundation.
Sean Hannity.
You know, tragically, last year had a record number of school shooting victims. Now, in active shooter incidents, schools go on lockdown, and locked doors impede law enforcement's access. Now, with Knox, both school officials and law enforcement have access to key cards, keys, floor plans, and getting them into those locked doors. Get Knox. Just go to schoolentry.com. That's their website, schoolentry, one word.com. Schoolentry.com.
Have you or anyone you know ever lived or worked at Camp Lejeune before 1987? Camp Lejeune's water systems were contaminated by chloride from fuel leaks on the property. If you had any contact with water while at Camp Lejeune and have been diagnosed with any type of cancer or Parkinson's disease, you could be entitled to compensation. Call us today. Do not delay. Call 1-800-602-9900. That's 1-800-602-9900. Paid for by Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you. Repeat after me. I, Kevin, take you, Susan.
I, Kevin, take you, Susan.
It's Jamie from Progressive. No, it's all right. I can talk. Progressive protects you 24/7, which means you can contact us anytime. I'm getting a loud shh sound, so I'm gonna talk louder. What can I help you with today? Oh yeah, Progressive can do that. There's that noise again. Hold on, let me put you on speaker.
Contact us 24/7 on the phone, online, or on the mobile app. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, covered subject to policy terms.
Are you single and ready to mingle? That's because when you're single, you're free. Free to go wherever you want, whenever you want, and do whatever you want. All you need are places to go, things to do, and single people like yourself to do them with. And Events and Adventures takes care of all of that. Events and Adventures is a singles club that offers up to 30 fun activities every single month. We celebrate being free, being alive, and not swiping your life away on a dating app. Get started today at eventsandadventures.com and live a life you love.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
On today's episode of Myth and Mind Leaders, we're exploring one of the most common myths in American culture. More universal than unicorns and more fantastical than the Tooth Fairy. It's the myth that electric vehicles are hard to charge. Our research teams just logged on to electricforall.org and used their home charging advisor to discover that EV charging is actually a lot easier than you think. Don't believe us?